Alright, everybody, welcome back. And welcome to, well, suffering, because y'all seem to enjoy making me do that. This plane has been highly requested. It's the F-84F, and more specifically, it is what I believe is the worst premium jet in War Thunder. Like, I don't know why this was added once, let alone twice. The F-84F was an attempt to improve the F-84G by giving it swept wings, but honestly, at least in War Thunder, it feels like it just made it worse. Now, before I get into anything else, I just want you to remember, this plane costs 8,730 Golden Eagles, okay? That's almost $50, so just keep that in mind. Like usual, I'm going to start off with flight performance, and to be quite honest, at 8.3, you are at, as far as I'm aware, literally the bottom of the barrel. To put things into perspective, this plane is at 8.3. 8.3 is the same battle rating as the MiG-15 Bis and the F-86F Sabre, both of which have quite excellent performance for the battle ratings and both of which are great planes. Then you get to the F-84F, which by comparison is just an absolute brick, and honestly I would take literally any other plane at this BR over it. And honestly, there are a ton of planes below this battle rating as well, which I think are much better than the F-84F as well. So remember, this was supposed to be improving the F-84G, right? Well, the F-84G already doesn't have like the best turn performance, right? Its whole shtick is going fast at its battle rating. And this actually turns even worse than the F-84G, and by quite a significant margin. On top of that, it also bleeds speed like a pig when it's turning. So you have a plane which doesn't turn very well, and whenever you pull hard, bleeds most of its speed out. This is an incredibly poor recipe, and it means that if you get into a dogfight with essentially every plane at this battle rating, you will lose. You've probably noticed from the footage in the background that essentially every engagement that I have been in, if I don't jump them, I am on the back foot. Every plane that I am facing, even the lower battle rating ones like the F-86A5, can do basically everything better than I can. The only thing I do better than an F-86A5 is top speed and a little bit of acceleration. And even then, if I turn at all, that speed is gone again, and they are just going to be catching up to me. And that's the F-86A5, the 8.01 with the weakest engine on a Sabre. Now, what about the 8.3 ones, like the F-25 Sabre? Well, they have better acceleration at essentially every single speed than you do, and they have a higher top speed, and they beat you in a dogfight. And remember, they are the same battle rating as you. So you're barely faster than most of the planes in a down tier, and you're slower than the planes at your battle rating, while doing everything else worse than they do. Unironically, I think the F-84G is a more competitive flight model, even if it's a bit slower. This also compounds with its armament because, well, its best guns are 50 cals, and 50 cals are incredibly hit or miss. For me, at least, they are my least favorite guns of this battle rating. I am not a fan of putting machine guns and jets. Don't get me wrong, you can get kills with these. They will do damage, but they either require an incredibly good hit, say for example to the pilot, or you need a good amount of time on target to actually do some good damage. And even in jets that have much better flight performance, like, say for example the Sabre, the 50 cals can be an issue because they rely on some decent time on target. And not everybody is, generous enough to decide the turn fight in an HF-24. There are many times when you only get a single burst into somebody, whether it be in a head-on or just like, you reverse them, and then that you just get a hit and they fly off like nothing happened. And that is in something like a Sabre, for example, which can actually dogfight. Now you take this absolute hunk of junk and you give it those same 50 cals, and that one burst into a target may be the only one that you get. Because essentially, all that anybody in the lobby has to do is hold S, and you just can't do anything anymore. Basically, 50 cals can already be a hindrance, and that's in a jet that can actually keep its guns on target, let alone one like this. So just to recap before I move on, we have a plane which, at its own battle rating, already has significantly inferior flight performance to everything else. It also has weak stopping power. And what else? Well, of course, Gaijin had to make it worse, and so they moved the rank from rank 5 to rank 6, which sounds good at first. It means you can research more stuff with it, right? Well, the problem is, only rank 5 and below strike aircraft and bombers get an Airspawn, and the only rank 5 one is the American one. So everything that I said that was bad about this plane so far still applies to the American one, but at least it gets an Airspawn. That automatically gives you a pretty decent advantage because You get speed right off the bat, and you also get into the battle early. You can get some kills early on when people aren't expecting it. This straight up just starts with the rest of the fighters while having greatly inferior flight performance to all of them. This also means that the one thing that this thing could like somewhat do okay, which was bomb bases, and all y'all know how much I hate bombing bases, is gone, because either the American F-84Fs are on your team and they get there first, their Airspawn, or the other strike aircraft that have much better acceleration than you, or the bombers get there first. If you still want to load this thing down with bombs, feel free. It is one of the few things that it does actually do somewhat well because it has an okay bomb load, but you are not going to be getting to the target like that 99% of the time. You're going to get intercepted, you're going to get shot down. And that's also partially because the matchmaker for this thing is not ideal. I've been getting 9.0 or 9.3 almost every single game. I got a single down tier to 7.3, and I still got slammed. Your plane is already weak at 8.3, and then you put it up against 9.0s and 9.3s. Sabres and MiGs already have a little bit of a tough time against 9.0s, and especially the 9.3s, and now you put this jet up against them, and it's just not even a competition. The worst part is, I really don't see a benefit to having this premium in the tree at all. First of all, the purpose of a premium is to research your way through the tree, and Israel doesn't really have much of a tree before this point. I mean, you have 5 planes in rank 4, you have 3 planes in rank 5, and of course you have more in rank 6 and rank 7. But there really isn't much content there to grind through. And even if you really did want a rank 6 premium, there's the Israeli A4E premium, which admittedly is not in the tree right now, but does come back periodically, and is only 1 battle rating step higher for much better flight performance, much better guns in the form of DEFAs, and it gets AIM-9Bs and flares. But again, in this case, you're better off just paying a little bit extra and getting a rank 7 or rank 8 premium instead. The Kafir Canard pack is $35 on sale and is a much better buy if you ask me, especially because it actually researches the parts of the tree that, I mean, at least for Israel, are the real benefit. There is no low tier to grind through, at least with this. In any case, I hope you enjoyed making me suffer. My stream and a gentleman named Sniff have been asking me to do this for quite some time, so I finally bit the bullet and did it. Again, would not recommend. You very rarely hear me saying that. This is one of those planes that I just really would not touch with a long stick. If for whatever reason you decide that you are up to the challenge though and wish to go ahead and do it, I mean, if you're going to be buying the Golden Eagles, may as well use my link in the description to get yourself a cool decal. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all next time. So, peace, y'all.